Hello YouTube, this is DJ's Gauge Trains. I got another train review here for you today. This is the Lionel, Joshua Lionel Cowan GG1's. I got all 6 of them here. These are one of my favorite engines. Really great detail on them. Got 5 Pennsylvania Railroad schemes and then the Penn Central scheme down at the end there, which I've got pulling some Amtrak cars right now. Really like these engines. The features are great. The sounds are great. They are scale length, and they are true O-scale. The MTH model and the Weaver model is just a little bit shorter than these. The GG1's are 79 feet in actual length in real life, and the MTH and Weaver models just come a little bit short of that when you do 1/48 scale to the foot modeling. So the Lionel ones are actually more accurate. Also, for the later era models, such as this single stripe GG1, the air intakes are moved up right underneath the pantograph, which was something that was done a little bit later in life with these models by the Pennsylvania Railroad. So you can see on this one here, the air intakes are down here, and the same thing with the Congressional GG1 there, and all the other ones here, actually, that one, and then this one. And you can see on this Penn Central one, this is the other model where they went the extra step and put the air intake below the pantograph. So that was a really cool added feature, added touch of realism, and I really like it when Lionel does things like that, where they take the extra step to put that road-specific detail in there. As far as sound goes, I think that these engines have the best sound system out there for a GG1. They sound more realistic in my mind than any of the other manufacturers out there. The pantographs, when they raise and lower, there's a sound to accompany that. There are about 4 different horn sounds in these engines, and I'll let you hear the different horn sounds when I turn them on in a minute. That's really cool. And also the crew talk varies. It's not the same generic crew talk that's in today's legacy diesels and steam engines. These engines actually have, each road number is announced when the engineer asks for clearance, and there's a different voice for each engineer. The dispatcher has the same voice in each engine, which I think is cool, because the GG1's, you would see 6 or 7 of them, or even more than that. There are 139 of them, so you'd probably see 20 or 30 of them in a yard at any given time. So I think it's really cool that there's an individual voice for each engineer with one dispatcher voice. And I think that's really realistic when you're running, several of them at one time. So it's really cool. Lionel did a fantastic job with these. You also don't have Rule 17 lighting on them because this predates Legacy. But I don't mind that at all, because Rule 17 lighting isn't prototypical for engines of this era, from the older era. That's a new thing. That's a modern diesel feature. So, but the latest crave in the hobby is to put it on all the engines. Lionel at least went the extra step and gave you an on-off feature for it. I think if you're running just regular DCS with MTH, you can't turn the Rule 17 feature off. If you can, let me know, because I haven't figured it out yet. And I got a couple of older diesels that have Rule 17 lighting, and, it'd be nice to be able to shut it off. But in any case, what I'm going to do now is turn them on. Oh, if you're interested in just the history of the GG1, there's plenty of stuff you could read about it. They went into service in 1935, and the last one was run by the New Jersey Transit in 1983. That's quite a long time period for an engine to be on the rails. Their top speed for passenger service was about 100 miles an hour, which is pretty fast for the 1930s. And for freight, it was a little slower, about 85, 90 miles an hour. That's still a pretty fast freight train. But in any case, they racked up a lot of miles. I read somewhere that the entire fleet racked up enough miles to travel from the Earth to the Sun. It's 139 units, and several of them racked over 1 million miles, several individual engines. So that's pretty cool. Also, this here, 4876, was involved in a crash. After that crash, the engine was pulled out of Union Passenger Station in Washington, D.C., reassembled and put back in service. So it's an interesting story behind that, too. There's just all kinds of interesting things to read about them. But what I'm going to do right now is turn them on and just buzz through some of the features for you and show you what these engines can do. Oh, hang on, my legacy remote's getting temperamental. There we go. Sorry, the legacy remote was giving me an error. I just don't think it was reaching the antenna the way it was supposed to. But you could hear the sound of the pantograph raising and lowering. That's cool. Do that again. And when you change direction, the marker lights here light up, and the headlight comes on over here, and vice versa. Now there's another way that you can run the pantographs. That was automatic mode, where when you change direction, the pantographs automatically will, the rear one will raise and the front one will lower, which is usually how the GG1's were run. But then you could also do this manual mode thing by pressing aux 1.6. So let's do that. And you can see that pantograph goes up, and that one stays up. And if you cycle through aux 1.6, it'll just take you through all the different configurations, and it won't matter if you change the direction of the engine, like I just did, the pantographs will stay up. Which is pretty cool, because during the winter time, the GG1's were run with both pantographs up to make sure that they had good electrical connection with the overhead wire. So, and here's the boiler smoke effect. Do that one more time so you can see it better. A little bit tough to see with the camera, but they actually do smoke very well. And here's some crew talk on this model.
Head Central 4901. Please hold your position. Over.
Yes, sir. Penn Central 4901. Standing by for track orders. Out.
That's the horn. And the bell.
Dispatch, it's quitting time. Out.
So now let's hear this one. For some reason this one has jackrabbit pantographs. They go up and down a lot faster than the other models. I haven't figured that out yet. This is the only one that does that. Well, here's the horn. It's a little bit different.
Taxi 4876 here. We're ready to roll. Over.
Pennsylvania 4876. You may proceed. Over.
Yes, sir. We are good to go. Over. Dispatch, it's quitting time. See you tomorrow.
Now let's hear this one. Out of the interior, I like to paint the gauges on these engines. I did all 6 of them. It looks pretty good, especially with the light in the cab. That's your horn.
4925 is waiting. Am I good to go? Over.
Pennsylvania 4925. Please hold for track orders. Over.
There's that boiler smoke.
Roger that. 4925 here. Holding for your signal. Out. 4925 here. We're done for the day.
Now let's hear the silver one back there, the late era congressional GG1. You can hear the difference in the horns.
That's way 4866. Take the green. Over.
Thank you, sir. We've got green boards. Out. Dispatch, NC 4866 here. Requesting departure clearance. Am I cleared to pull? Over.
That's way 4866. You are all clear. You may proceed. Over.
Thank you, sir. We are good to go. Out. 4866 here. Turn out the lights and going home.
So you can see there's quite a difference. I may as well just turn the other two on very quickly. Let's see, this one. Here's your horn.
4912, you got this string buckled together. Am I clear to pull? Over.
NC 4912. You are all clear ahead. Take the green. Over.
Yes, sir. Cleared outbound. 4912, see you tomorrow. Signing off.
Now this one's interesting. MTH, Lionel, one thing that they did with the Tuscan units is they're a little bit too bright. They're a little, the Tuscan is actually a little bit darker, and the yellow on this later era Tuscan model is definitely too bright. If you take a look at that Golden Gate Depot coach back here, that's the right shade. The yellow should be about that bright, and the Tuscan should be that tone. So it's a little too glossy, it's a little too bright, but in my mind that makes this particular unit a great candidate for weathering. So one thing I want to experiment with my trains in 2015 and so on is weathering some of them. So this would probably be my first candidate. Obviously I'm going to practice on some cheap box cars, you know, but for my first real weathering job, I think I would choose this one just because it's too bright, and if you see pictures of the actual Tuscan GG1's in service, they're really, really weathered. This color didn't do very well with the elements, and neither did this one, as a matter of fact, so maybe that one too. But I'm going to go ahead and turn this one on and let you hear the sounds, and then we'll call it a review.
Pennsylvania 4916. You are all clear ahead. Take the green. Over.
Yes, sir. We are good to go. Over.
Nice tone. Alright, running out of time here, so I'm going to go ahead and stop the video and then do another one of the Amtrak train. So, take care. Thanks for watching.